And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Whew, hope you enjoyed that lovely brutal OOC as we returned. We returned here with our second last series, the broadcast. We returned with the elimination match. We've been going through Group C here of the StarCraft Evolution League Championship Season 2 round of 16, and we already have Classic. Classic is advanced on in first place out of the group. The question becomes, who will advance on in second place? We do have 3 players remaining. We have HonMonO, Rumeith, and Cure. And we're going to slowly be eliminating these players to determine the final player to make it through into the playoffs. Let's go. Up first, we have a TVZ between Rumeith and HonMonO. Let's go. As we are jumping in. First things first, we have our TVZ. Going to be loading into Maganatha. Here we go, and spawning in the top left-hand corner of Maganatha, we have the blue Zerg player. We have the StarCraft 2 Zerg. It is Rumeith. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the Brood War Terran player. We have the red Terran representing Team Hyper 1. It is HonMonO. Here we go. Just had a huge amount of choc chip orange ice cream. Ah, let's go. Oh, the ice cream. I will be having breakfast after the cast. We got a lot of work to do. Gotta clean up. For now, though, we do have our rack set up here on the low ground. Okay, yeah, my attention. Now, once again, welcome one to Maganatha, one of the larger maps in the map pool, but also welcome, and let me introduce you to HonMonO. If you're unfamiliar, HonMonO is a hyper-aggressive player. I would say he is the cheesiest Terran player in all of South Korea, 100%. We saw him earlier just non-stop attempt to all-in, classic all-in, and fail. Here, we'll see how aggressive we're going to be. Now, I will say that HonMonO is typically very cheesy and very all-in against Protoss players. He's a little bit more standard against Zerg players. A little bit more. For the time being, we do have a 2-rack setup. We could still go for a 3rd racks and pull the boys and commit into an all-in. HonMonO, though, should be expanding behind this. We'll keep an eye on it. As Marines are amassing, SEV moves out. SEV moves out for scouts. Gas is on the way. So, interesting 2-racks opener here out of HonMonO. Interesting. The drone is going to be locked in. Locks in the drone. Hatch gas full. Standard opener out of Rumeith. Oh, he actually made that just to wall off. And he's going for the academy and one base all in. One base all in out of HonMonO. He throws down the academy, throws down a 3rd rack. See, he is setting up everything on a 1 base setup, rushing into Sim, rushing into Mass Marine, and he can pull the boys with this. He may choose to pull the boys. Yeah, that's HonMonO for you. Aye. So we are setting up. Nice catch on the Overlord, by the way, as the Overlord is not actually out of vision. Oof. Overlord goes down, supply blocks Rumeith. A very rough start here for our Zerg player. Aye. That should not have happened. Overlord goes down. Rumeith, he actually can't make anything here. He's going into a 3rd expansion. He does have link speed at least on the way, but Rumeith, he has not seen what's going on. Without that, Overlord doesn't just supply block here, but he doesn't get into the main. He doesn't scout the main base. He doesn't realize what's going on. And he's droning. Yeah, Rumeith, he's droning on up. HonMonO, he will soon pull the trigger. Stim is almost done. Medics are on the way. And soon it's going to be all or nothing for HonMonO. That's go time. Here we go. It is go time. The boys are being pulled. Does pull almost every single boy. Does leave 6 SEVs back at home. 6 SEVs stay back. HonMonO, he commits. And the Overlord confirms no base. Okay, so Rumeith, he confirms no expansion. We have Queens on the way. We have a Baneliness on the way. No Spinecrawler, though. Yeah, no Spinecrawler. It's going to be vanilla Lings. I mean, they're going to have speed. Yeah, speed Lings to defend and a handful of Queens. Marines, they step in. There's 3 Queens here to hold on to. Soon to have a 4th Queen. The boys are here. Banelings are on the way, but they might just never finish. There's a first stim. Yeah, sims in. He stims in, gets on top of the queens, denies one of the banelings. There's 2 banelings left. 0 banelings. We have more banelings on the high ground, but the queens get surrounded, and Rumeith, he has nothing left. He's losing every single queen, every single zergling. Banelings, they will finish morphing in, but that's what the boys are for. Oof, yeah, banelings get wasted. They get wasted on the boys. They detonate on a handful of marines. That's not going to be good enough. Hey, that's not good enough. More banelings morphing in. They're trying to. Marines, they get into the mineral line. Nice kiting. Avoids a surround. And GG gets called. HonMonO, he will overwhelm. He will take game number 1. Whew. GG. HonMonO popping off with the 1 base all in. Unfortunately, again, Rumeith, he was working with incomplete information. Rumeith, he had no idea what exactly was going on. Ay, ay, ay. Didn't see, didn't know, didn't scout. And with that, HonMonO did snowball out of control. GG. GG, well played. Again, sniping that first overlord was a huge moment. It was a huge moment for HonMonO, where he was able to deny vision, deny scouting, supply block as well. Rumeith, he was just blindly droning. And now we're getting into game 2. We're getting into game 2 and spawning on the top side of Purity and Industry. We have the blue Zerg player, with the blue Zerg player himself. Rocking SE2 once again, it is Rumeith. And spawning in the bottom side of Purity Industry, we have the Brood War Terran player. We have the Red Terran representing Team Hyper 1. It is HonMonO. Here we go. Now, just because HonMonO went for a 1 base all in game 1 doesn't mean he has to in game 2. As we mentioned before, HonMonO, he is the cheesiest Terran player in all of South Korea. That is true. That is true, 100%. But he has a lot of layers to his cheese. There are 1 base all ins, 2 base all ins, proxies, of course, proxy everything, proxy 111. But so far, it looks like the same build. So far, 2 Raxes on the low ground. So far, the setup is the same, but the follow-up may be a little bit different here. It's going to be up to Rumeith to determine. Now, the plus side is that there is a much easier way into the main. Here you have all this airspace to make use of, to keep your overlord alive, to go into the base and to get a full scout. So it should be maybe a little bit easier here to confirm what's going on. We'll see. It's going to be up to HonMonO to deny the scout. See if he can deny. Oh, CC on location. Okay, so we have the 2x opener, but this time we're actually expanding. So again, HonMonO, he's expanding, he's getting a natural base. As we mentioned, he doesn't have to 1 base all in, but he can 2 base all in. So that's currently what's on my mind. So my eyes are open for, say, another a third, a fourth, fifth racks. It's like a 5 rack setup into a 2 base all in. We'll see where he takes us. Okay, there's the 3rd racks. This might just be 3 rack stim, as he's fanning out his marines. He's hunting for overlords, hunting for anything, any free damage. Speaking of, he will split the links. As did I see more Raxes. Okay, so we have a 4 rack setup here out of HonMonO. He does find an overlord. Oof. He will supply block Rumeith. So Rumeith is supply blocked. Once again, he's going to be working with a little bit less scouting information. Academy's on the way. We have the overlords right outside the main. And that is a 5th Rax. He may cancel this, bearing in mind he will have to lift this, lift one of the racks to actually move out. Medic production's underway, and he may pull the boys once again. Just because of the amount of production that he has. I don't think he has an intention to take up even further, but we'll keep an eye on HonMonO. Meanwhile, Rumeith back at home, he is taking extra gases. He's going for an earlier Bailey nest, a much earlier Bailey nest from Rumeith. He's doing an earlier lair as well. Interesting. Staying on a low drone count. But this time, Rumeith, it looks like he should have some Baileys to defend. It'll be close. Oh, that wasn't a full wall. Okay, my mistake. Wasn't a full waller. So again, we're just waiting for stim, and then we can move out. I wouldn't be opposed to HonMonO sprinkling in a couple of fire bats, but again, it's all on one gas. So he has very limited gas income. So early Bailey nest, early lair into early bailing speed. So we're rushing into bailing speed here as quickly as possible. Here comes the move out, and do we pull the boys? That's my big question. So we have 3 bailings morphing in. U2 3HLs are being researched. Okay, we're going for a later upgrade. There's a scan, reveals the bailings. Bailings are done. HonMonO throws down 2 more Raxes. 3, Jesus, oh my god. So HonMonO, he pokes in, he pokes out, he pulls away, and behind this we're going up to from a 4 rack setup into a 7 rack setup. So it's going to be a 2 base 7 racks all in. I don't think we can afford an 8th racks. I don't think we have the production for, sorry, the economy for that. But regardless, we're choosing not to expand, choosing not to get a factory, a starport, or a command center. And the changeling will confirm everything. So the changeling does confirm. HonMonO is aware. Oh, sorry, Rumeith is aware of what HonMonO is up to. And all that Rumeith has to do here is just focus on army production. Don't drone. Don't drone up any further from here. We're up to 55 workers already. Just focus on purely Ling Bane and Queens. Just focus on Ling Bane army, and Rumeith, he should be fine. Speaking of, HonMonO doesn't extend. Yeah, getting caught out. A lot of medics do fall. Here come the boys. The boys have been pulled. Again, it's all or nothing for HonMonO. How many bailings are left? 5. 5 bailings remaining. That's not a lot of bailings. And again, that's what the SCVs are for. Again, they hit a tank. 3 bailings left. Oh, 0 bailings. Oh no. Rumeith. He has a handful of bailings remaining. They need to connect. If they don't, that's going to be game. Bailings rolling in, nice spread, very nice spread, and bailing that, they don't connect. They do not connect. HonMonO, he's done it. He has broken Rumeith. 0 good connections, and without bailing connections, there is no defense here. As HonMonO, he will catch out the queens, he will catch out the overlords, the drones, the everything. There are 10 more bailings morphing in. True, there's still a chance. There's still a chance here with these 10 bailings. There's still hope. Oh! And HonMonO, a bit of a panic spread. Does panic a little bit, doesn't buy some of those bailings. Once again, they roll in. They're not connecting though. Yeah, the spread is too good. He spreads, baby. GG gets called, and HonMonO, he will pop off with the 2 base all in with the 7 racks, and he will claim the series 2-0. GG. GG, well played. HonMonO, he does claim that series. He does advance on. Again, my condolences to Rumeith. He did have a really good showing against Cure, but here against HonMonO, it does seem like he was a lot more uncomfortable when it came to early game defense. I mean, we saw that against Cure as well, if you remember. We saw that in the Ace match against Cure, where he did have a really hard time kind of determining when to drone, when not to drone, when to focus on roach production as well. Here, likewise, a Ling Bane defense is really difficult compared to a roach defense, just because if your bailings don't connect, you don't defend. Like, it's it's a much more difficult defense there for Rumeith, and he was not able to pull it off. In the end, he was shut down. GG. GG, well played. HonMonO popping off with the 2 base all in, and with that, we have our winners match ready. Oh boy. we have our winners match. It's going to be a TvT between HonMonO and Cure. But not just a TvT, it's going to be a TvT best of 5. Best of 5 matchup here, not a best of 3. So we have potentially more games ahead of us. Or we have more games ahead of us, but we might have even more. Hoping for a longer series. Now, what I will say is that HonMonO, he is hyper cheesy. That is true. Mainly against Protoss, a little bit against Zerg. Typically, HonMonO doesn't cheese in TvT. He typically plays standard, plays normal, and we might actually have a really nice, like, kind of mid to late game TvT here between HonMonO and Cure. I'm looking forward to it. But again, we're down to our final 2 players here. Rumeith is out of StarCraft Evolution. He is out, and now we're down to our last 2 Terrans. One of them makes it through. Let's find out who. Let us find out who.